Welcome back to our college football coaching dynasty. If this is your first time here, guys, welcome. We are currently in year 2. This is our first head coaching job. We started off 3-4 here at Southern Miss. Before that, we were the offensive coordinator at Hawaii. And that thread is a continuation of our Road to Glory story, where we intentionally redshirted our 3-star quarterback and gained a 5th year of eligibility, so to speak. So that's just another opportunity. If you redshirt, it's just another year to increase your overall. So if you want to see how to do that, that is in the Road to Glory playlist. For everybody returning and joining in on the Dynasty, thanks again for showing up, guys. You know that we're struggling at the moment. 3-4 is not ideal. Yeah, what can you say? It's hard. We play on Heisman mode. There are no redos here on the Ivory Pass channel. It is what it is. They brought us in to change things around. We are 1 win away from meeting our goal, which is 4 wins. Home field advantage, not really a thing at the Rock, but we are on the road. 0-8 South Alabama, 0-4 in the Sun Belt. Obviously, let's get into it. I really like the South Alabama uniforms. Not too bad. They got a lot of cool combinations. We're going to end up receiving the ball first here on the road. That's to be expected. Not ideal, but we're not going to be too picky about it. I'm still figuring out the kick return game here. You know, not enough to down it in the end zone. We could let it go, of course, but we're not getting big yards on those returns. Anyways, approaching 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 picks for Tate Rodemaker. We're going to run it up the middle to start. 3-yard loss. Oof, that's not the way we want to start the game, but we are going to kick it out to Mims. We're going to get a first down. Fast forward, 3rd and 13. We're going to run a hook, and it's 4th and 1. So what are we going to do? We can't lose this game. So I'm going to call a hurry up. We're going to get on the ball. We're going to try and catch him napping. Thank gosh, man. First down. So just relying on the run game here. Jalen Washington is a redshirt freshman running back. We got a lot of years ahead of us with him. Mims is a senior slot receiver. Very reliable. One of our main targets. If you watched our offense at Hawaii, you know slot receiver is really, really important to us. So is the tight end. But yeah, that's why we're hitting that guy so much and on cue, right? Hitting that tight end. That's Keith. Going across the middle, we're just converting here. First down. 1st and 1, right? Everybody knows the Sun Belt is like the dog shit SEC. Run straight at the middle. They got great penetration. They got the best line ever. This is like the SEC level defensive line. Crazy. Can't run it straight up the gut. I'm just talking shit, guys. That's not the truth. I've still got to figure out calls for the line. Anyways, those loss of yards were able to give us like a little bit of pass cushion. We hit a nice crossing route to our junior receiver, Javian Butler. First points of the game. You can see right there, our impact players. Will Saxon, that is our right guard. And you guys, if you've been following along, you know Braxton Myers has been making big plays. He is our leader on defense. South Alabama is going to go to work right away, running the ball straight up the gut. They don't really need to throw. 4 carries, 36 yards. That's damn near 10 yards a carry. But we're finally going to get some pressure. We're going to get a sack. That is our KU transfer. His name's By Job. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. But we're glad to have him. We almost redshirted him. But then we saw he could be an effective pass rusher. And there he does his job. Rodemaker. 2nd down. We're trying to get out. Just pick up some yards with our feet. This is kind of our 2nd string slot receiver. That's Keyshawn Buckley. Super fast with 99 speed. Oof. And we're not able to convert 3rd down. 7-0 still. 3 minutes to go. And these read options, man, are eating us up. You saw it in the last game too, if you were here for the last episode. Yeah. Read options, RPOs, really, I'm biting on them. This is all like a user error here. You can see we're also getting eaten up across the middle. We're still vacating the middle on pass coverage. We're trying to fix that. A lot of that vacated space is because we're bringing heat. We're trying to bring one person extra. So about 5 people, 4 to 5 people every play. You can see double it up here. Knox comes through. Within a minute, gets his second sack of the game. He is a rushing linebacker, like our second string free safety. It's going to set up a field goal attempt by South Alabama, and these boys cannot convert. Going to stay 7-0. We've got 40 seconds to go to work here. Yeah, we thought so. We thought so. They bring pressure. We end up coughing up the football, guys. We end up coughing up the football and giving up 6 with 40 seconds. We could have just run the damn clock out, but I don't know. I thought that we had it in us to move down the field. And we don't learn from our mistakes here. 15 seconds to go. We decide we're going to call timeouts. We're going to throw it. 7-7. We kind of want to get that back. We end up having to punt that. You can see right there is a failed third down conversion. They're just going to kneel. Game 7-7. Honestly, we're doing okay, but we're being threatened by a winless team. Granted, we're not amazing. We are better than most Sunbelt teams on paper. 81 overall at the moment. So we just got to figure out how to make things happen. It's all about executing. We talked about it last episode. Can we execute? All right. Here's some more play action. Almost got us, but we had a senior Crew Jackson spying on that quarterback, decide, hey, I think this dude's going to throw it. He gets in there and gets a sack. Lovely for him. Kind of a late bloomer this season for us. Finally stepping up there. He's like 6'5" for middle linebackers. That's pretty crazy. Here, you know, we wanted to go into coverage, but third down, it's like the CPU can go Superman mode, I swear. Perfect screens, perfect slants, and then, of course, a quarterback can pull it down and do amazing things. Right here, just failing to win our ones. Missed open field tackle. You could see just terrible angles by some of our backers. Guys, I was really not happy with that. But anyways, 14-7, third quarter, 3 minutes to go. Jet sweep to our running back. That's Jalen Washington. I'm not a big fan of that formation. You go 5 wide, and one of them's a tight end. One of them is a running back. Not ideal. But we make it work. We run that. You can see Clay in the backfield. He's a little bit better blocker. Kicking it out. Crossing route. That's Buckley across the middle. That's the guy with 99 speed. We're just looking to put it in his hands and see if he can do something, right? Not able to convert here. That's going to set up a 45-yard field goal attempt. You know our kicker is hit and miss sometimes, but we punch it through. 40 plus, this guy's money. Anything 20 yards or shorter, this guy's, he's missed too many of them. Big bomb by Lopez. We're able to break that one up. That's Braxton Myers. You saw him at the beginning of the game. He's a playmaker. We go to work 10-14 here in the fourth, hitting that sideline route. It's going to open up things in the middle. Jalen Washington picking up some much needed rushing yards, just kind of soften up the middle of the defense. I really thought they were going to bring pressure there, but that was kind of like right here would have been a great opportunity for a screen pass. But that's just how the game is, man. You got to guess. Kicking it out to our tight end. That's Keith. Big broken tackle allows us to reset the downs. And now we're just trying to make our second and third downs a lot shorter by establishing that run game. RPOs, man. And to Buckley. You know, I'd say it's probably about 65% of the time we're kicking it out to that slot receiver and letting him do something. Jalen Washington going to work. It's a 2-minute warning, guys. You can see about 1:30 to go in the game. Kick it out to Mims. That 3rd and 4. We recycle the downs. 1st and goal from the 1. Straight up the middle. We started playing with spreading people out at the goal line. We started playing with shifting the offensive line. And here we go. Straight up the middle. It's been a long time since that has happened. but we're able to convert here. I think we've got some things figured out. Could it be the 0-8 team and it's just a little easier? Who knows? We'll find out as the season goes on. Big sack here in the 90-second mark. Going deep. Almost got the pick. That's Braxton Myers again with a pass breakup. Threw the football right to our LSU transfer, Wheat. I always say that. Weeks. Almost picked it. But we get a defensive back to do the defensive back things later on in the game. That's about 13 seconds after. So basically next play, right after he hit Wheat. I always call him Wheat. I'm just having a little chuckle at that one. Anyways, we get the ball back. You know what that means, guys. 17-14 is not how I imagined this to go. But that's how it's appearing. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting these guys to run out their timeouts. Have a fullback run. How often do you see that? We're able to recycle the downs right here with a run by Jalen Washington. That's victory formation, guys. We're gonna sneak out of here with a win. I think I don't know for sure. It feels like we win a lot more on the road than we do at home. A lot of our losses are at home. I don't know if it's because we're comfortable. I don't know exactly what the psychology is about it. Tate Rodemaker, 210 yards, 75% plus completion percentage. We got that one touchdown. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I expected to come in here and do a little something more than that, but you know, there's no redos here. We're happy to come out with a win. That's gonna square us up at 4-4. Little game stats: 146.4, 210. You guys saw that because he's the player of the game. 19 carries, 52 yards for Washington. Ebron had a carry there, the fullback, straight up the middle into the game. Receiving wise, Mims, you know, our slot guys, but you can also see our running back had a big game, and then our second string Buckley and the slot, those were the leading receivers. Total tackles is going to be Sabatini. Sacks, so many. Crew Jackson, Knox had 1.5. Job with 1. Wow. Brendan Tolles, the big pick there at the end of the game. He's our senior. He will be departing at the end of the year. Hadn't heard a whole lot about him this season, but here towards mid-season-ish, he's able to make a big play there, so we're really happy with that. Guys, 4-4, 2-2 in the Sun Belt. We're heading to Louisiana to take on the Raging Cajuns. They're 3-1. That's what I'm looking at here, because we match up against the Sun Belt, regardless of their overall record. You know, we're the same in that department. But they have been a little bit better on the conference side. So we're going to keep that in mind. We are on the road. We don't mind playing on the road. It seems like we can get some wins on the road. You know what I mean? So next game here, Raging Cajuns. We're going to go into their house. And the goal here, guys, let's steal and win. Let's go 5-4. Let's get it. Beautiful week 9 matchup. I mean, pretty standard. Not super. I mean, they're better Sun Belt teams as far as uniform go. I would say that about Southern Miss too. They're pretty vanilla in the uniform department. Booting that ball, that is a positive. We like to kick. We like to stop them before the 25 too. You know, we're stopping at like the 15, 16 yard line. These guys are getting back to like at least 20. Anyway, here's a look at their quarterback. I don't like, there's like some sort of EA glitch where if they do a quarterback, then there's no height, weight stats. Anyways, guys, first play that we're going to highlight in the game here. Little RPO action. You can see we got the penalty right there, and then like a crazy, we had the pressure, we blocked the pass, it went 20 feet in the air. It didn't matter because they're going to run off tackle. 26-yard gain. They're going to recycle it down there. There's a crazy little RPO. Didn't even like think twice about, hey, maybe we should hand this thing off. Like literally. Literally. As soon as he had his receiver, he took it, man. Great play. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Coverage breakdown. I'm trying to figure it out, but defense is really difficult. Learning on Heisman is not the easiest thing I've ever done. Let's get the ball. We had a decent little year as the offensive coordinator at Hawaii. We're trying to bring that magic here to Southern Mississippi. 2nd and 1 on the edge, kind of outrunning our blockers here with Mims. That's going to be a forward pass though, so a couple receiving yards for him. And then we got, this is our second string tight end, Reed, and he can run some people over. I've tried to do it with Keith, our first string tight end. He doesn't run over as many people as Reed does. So depending on our tight end situation next year, because Keith is a senior, we'll see what Reed does. Anyways, to the game, we got a little pass interference in the end zone. We needed it. I'm not sure what's up with the Rodemaker, by the way. Sometimes I feel like this dude it just has surgical precision. Other times, it's so far over or underthrown, like it's almost sad. This does count as a passing touchdown. This was a forward pass. This goes to Larry Simmons, junior wide receiver. Good for him, man. 3rd down, I talked about it last game. Superpowers on 3rd down. Just absolutely, you know, we might have stopped them a few yards short, but you can't tackle their dudes short of a 1st down on 3rd down. That's not Heisman mode. So anyways, they're going to convert. Here's 3rd and 1. Look at the read option, guys. We're just getting fooled. Going to set up 3rd and 11. Look at the time. Look at the time. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. We rushed 5. And their linemen 100% won their ones. They knocked down 2 of our defenders at the exact same time, the exact same animation, and they just completely locked up one-on-one. We couldn't, I'm sure you could see the animations there. I was trying to break free, spin, juke. I ran out of options. Perfect blocking there. Had all day through touchdown. 14-7. Now it's our turn. I'm kind of pissed off at this point from this game. You can see right there, getting the fast fingers, hitting that spin as we go across the middle with Buckley. That is our, that is our shifty guy. Had a touchdown. We dropped it. We got to settle for a field goal. That's okay, though. A little bit. We got to keep chipping away, guys. We got to keep chipping away. 10-14. There's 1 minute to go in the half. Look at that. Look at it. How crazy is that? I don't know. 2-minute warning. Plus 3rd downs. Like, Sunbelt teams turned into some pretty incredible foes. Here, 2nd and 8. Sack was set up. Look at that guy go, man. I turned tackling to conservative, too. So I'm not sure why we're having so much trouble here. But we do get lucky. We do get lucky every now and then. Coming up with that pick in the end zone because it's been about 45 seconds. How many big plays did we highlight there? I mean, they are moving the ball at will. 2 seconds. We're going to throw one up. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen besides fumbling and giving up a touchdown? This time we're going to score. With 2 seconds left, guys, we throw up a deep one. That's Larry Simmons' 2nd touchdown of the game for Simmons. And this one was huge. We're going to go into half with the lead. We talked about the precision of Rodemaker. Sometimes he overthrows it, sometimes underthrows it, but when he hooks up like that, it's impressive. It's a lot of fun. It's addicting. 178 passing yards on 12 completions, 12 of 13. I love it. Actually, look at them. 9 of 11, 185. I thought we're pretty much dead even as far as the passing game goes. But they also have a pretty potent run game, which we don't have. We do have that turnover, that pick in the end zone, but we got that big play potential. Larry Simmons taking it to the house. That's going to be the last little highlight of halftime. We're going to get the ball back. This is our chance to go up 2 scores. Hitting RPOs, hitting up the middle. Jalen Washington. I can't pronounce this guy's first name, by the way. If you guys got, you guys know, holler at me. I think it's like Tequelin Mims. Going deep here. We're going to overthrow it. Luckily, we're going to draw the pass interference. I think the dude just put his back into us, you know, just slowed down without looking at the ball. I think that's the rule there. Anyways, here's another severely underthrown football. It's going to result in the turnover. Our hopes of going up 2 scores were quickly diminished by Rodemaker's errant throw. Like, that was severely underthrown. Let's just have a look at it. He stops his coverage. Like, there was no way that was getting to Buckley. It happens. I like the variability of the game. I like that you don't just throw perfect passes. He's only like an 83 overall, maybe an 81, you know, so he's not like perfect. Whit Weeks. Don't say wheat. That's our LSU transfer, man. His brother played there as well. It's strange to see some of these transfers, but really cool. He's going to get the sack there, but look at that. Just SEC power running. If that guy doesn't transfer to Georgia next year, I don't know. Just show him this highlight. You know what I'm saying? 4th quarter getting underway right here. You can see the 8-minute mark. They're just going to run it straight up the middle. 5 carries, 66 yards. Embarrassing. Got to stop that run. When they're not running, when you sell out for the run, when you throw a run blitz at them, AI's smart in the game. They're going to run the play action. They're going to be wide open. Good for him, man. Nobody around him. Touchdown. So we don't go up 2. We end up swapping, even though we received and we had high hopes for a 2-score lead. We're either going to lose or we're going to win, right? That's the only 2 options. We're going to go for it on 4th and 4 here. You can see us jumping right on the ball, trying to catch him off guard. Hit that crossing route, and Javion Butler just falling forward. Big wide receiver, kind of like a tight end out there. Kind of like an Anquan Bolden. Big body receiver. I thought we caught that. You could see that the commentary said we caught that, but it said 4th and 10, and I couldn't challenge the play. So we punt it. No matter, though. Braxton Myers, our defensive impact player, steps in front of it. He's going to get a pick. We love that because there's only 5 minutes left in the game, guys. We've got to go to work. We're going to hit those outs. We're going to try to be more careful here. Not rely on the surgical precision of Rodemaker right off the bat anyways. There's our guy, Reed. We talked about him. He can lower his shoulder. He can run over people. He can make things happen. Almost a touchdown pass, but we get pushed out of bounds. Yeesh, Javion Butler. Our receivers had some drop problems here pretty recently. But, yeah, sometimes you underthrow it, sometimes you overthrow it. Sometimes you have surgical precision. You got to take the risk, though, guys, and that's exactly what we did. We hit Mims a little bit. We underthrew it just a little bit, right? But look at that. Over a defender. 3 guys around that football. We hit that touchdown, though. 2-minute warning has come and gone. Minute 52 left in the game. Great slant route. 4 catches, 102 yards for that dude. Louisiana's looking to come back. But look at that. Finally, some realism here. He's rolling out. He throws off his back foot. Ontario Willis steps in front of it, takes it to the house. He is a sophomore, too. So we've got a pretty decent little, like, secondary that's still returning for next year. Oh, yeah. They get the ball back. They went a long way down the field, as you guys could see. Unfortunately, they ran out of timeouts. Things weren't happening fast enough for them. Time ran out in the red zone. 3 yards away from scoring. It wasn't going to matter anyways. 2-score game at that point. 266, 80%, and 3 touchdowns for Rodemaker. Great game from our senior quarterback, our senior leader. We need somebody on the defensive side to step up like that. That's our weak spot right now. We get out of here with another very close win, but it's a win nonetheless. 5-4, guys. Let's have a look at some stats. 24 of 30. Got that one pick. 180.8 on the ratings. 12 carries, 34 yards. Not a great game for Jalen Washington, but he came through when he needed to. He's just a freshman, by the way. 8 catches, 96 for Mims. Reed. Look at him. He's a junior tight end. 4 for 38. Buckley had 3 for 14. Simmons right there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. 79 yards. How crazy is that? And then Heath, our starting tight end, just had a drop. Good for him. 3 picks there. Meyer, Sabatini, and Willis. Willis had that pick 6. Love that. We got some visits. We're starting to, recruiting's coming down to the wire. We're landing some guys. We'll go over more of those when we actually do land them. We're also losing some guys. We'll go over that when we do lose them. Recruiting is, I'm still learning the ins and outs of recruiting. Trying to land some big guys. We're targeting all 3 stars at the moment. We're not going any lower than that. We'll see what happens. We'll adjust as need be. Okay, 5-4 here. We're going back home to the Rock. We're going to take on Arkansas State. If you guys have been following this series, you know home field advantage isn't a big thing for us at Southern Miss quite yet. I do want to establish that moving forward as the head coach. But we're going to take on the 4-5 Arkansas State Red Wolves. 3-2 in the Sun Belt. Okay, we got to lock in. We got to get it. Game number 3 of this episode. At home at the Rock. The Red Wolves of Arkansas State. We're all yellow this game. Bringing out some. I try to change it up every game. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of options for Southern Miss, but we try to switch it up. A little something different every time we come out. 5-4 at the moment, so we're hoping to go bowl eligible here against the 4-5 Red Wolves of Arkansas State. One more game is bowl eligible, not guaranteed a bowl, but we could be bowl eligible. 23-32, 17 touchdowns, 5 picks on the year for our senior quarterback Rodemaker. We're going deep early. You can see we don't hook up with those too often, man. Across the middle, establishing this short game with Buckley. Buckley's our speedster. From there, just trying. You always want to open up a run game too. So finally getting some space with Jalen Washington. Just straight up the middle. We're moving the ball really well here early in the game. 5.5 minutes to go. We're looking deep. We had to show that first one where we were kind of off the mark. Because when they open up like that, they're beautiful. Larry Simmons going deep. First score of the game early. You know, we don't, I wouldn't say we have a high percentage of scoring on our first drive, but it feels good when we do, man. Having a look at our impact players. Our guys are the same. 3rd and 2 here. We were able to hold them to just 8 yards, but you guys know it's Superman mode on 3rd down for any opponent we play. Oh, I think that's, well, you saw that right there. 3 carries, 77 yards. That's insane. A little, not play action, a little read option. They just let their guy have it. Cross off tackle to score a touchdown. 2.5 to go in the first quarter, and they're going to tie the ball game up. That's kind of demoralizing. You know, we put a lot of work in, and yeah. Anyways, back on our drive. We almost throw a pick there. 3rd and 2. We're going to hit a nice little crossing route. Getting Butler involved. So not just our slot guys, you know what I'm saying? Big hook route right here by Larry Simmons. He's already got a touchdown in the game. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. You can see the difference right there on just attempts. Look at the average. Crazy. But he had that big 69-yard run. Shout out Gronkowski. We're not having these big runs, but we're having methodical runs. Straight up the middle on 3rd and 1. Gets his first down. It's going to recycle the drive. We're just doing what we do best. Across the middle. A lot of Buckley. A lot of Mims at this point. It's going to force another 3rd and 1 as we were tackled short. So we're going to hurry up. Try to catch him off guard. We're having decent success, over 60% with this play. So we decide to call it again, and that's on third or fourth down, that 60%. Sometimes we get stopped, but for the most part, we can usually catch a misalignment with the defense and pick up a yard or two even. 2nd and inches here, Rodemaker. He's going to scramble. 1st and goal, so this is the very next play. We're going to go a little read option, and look at that. Tough running by our freshman running back. Getting himself a score, because it's really hard within the 5-yard line. Whether we stack it, whether we spread it out, it's not. We usually have to do like a rollout pass or a crossing route to score within the 5-yard line. So it's good to see. So that takes obviously a lot of opportunities for scoring away from our running back. So it's really good to see him get in there. 14-7 here, 3 minutes to go. Another off tackle run. This is like basically just a mirror of that 6-9 yard run in the 1st quarter. They're really milking it, man. And then of course, you know, we're looking at run blitzes at this point because we're getting eaten up, and we leave the middle wide open. Big completions, good reads. They're going deep here. Check that out. Perfect timing, user pick with 2 minutes to go. This is our shot, man. You can see everybody's pretty hyped about it. Minute 35, 3rd and 4. We're just going to kick it out. Try to find the sidelines. Try to conserve our timeouts. 1st and 10. We're looking deep. Yeah, buddy. 150 yards at this point. 1 touchdown. That touchdown to Sims. We're going to look to put it on the board, man. We could go up 21-7. That's the goal. With a minute left, it's 4th and 2. We're rolling out here. Just a great defensive play. And to be honest, man, Rodemaker, he's not super accurate. So, pretty unfortunate. With less than a minute to go in the half, these guys start moving. The Red Wolves are on the prowl. You can see this right here. Of course, there's a flag on the play, right? And they're watching our guy Wheat. Roughing the passer plus the big gain. That's not good. So 15 seconds, they pretty much made like 60 yards. They get a nice hook, and they're going to score on this. So, this game's freaking hard, man. It's just because I'm not super good on defense. I'm also not like super awesome on offense either, but anyways, luckily we get a pass interference call here. That's going to help us out just a little bit. You can see we're only working with 20 seconds here on 3rd and 10. We do get it out to our slot receiver, Mims. 4 catches, 57 yards on the day for him. Maybe we can still go in with the lead at halftime. Straight up the gut here. Clock is running, though, so you can see 5 seconds on the clock when we're able to get that timeout. It's going to be about a 29-yard field goal here. We're going to punch this one through. Man, we would have loved for it to be 17, even 21-7 going into half. But it's all about that execution. We're still struggling to establish that. And at 5-4 in the season, you know, we're wearing the scars of the miscues. But we do things right from time to time. We're getting there. We've got to grow as a team. I love that you can't just take over a head coaching job and just run through it. I know there was games back in the day, maybe not NCAA 14, but maybe some prior, that you could just take over any team and you can just roll through anybody. So I like that there's miscues with the quarterback. I like that the line isn't perfect. I don't like that like SEC level Sun Belt. You know, I figured these games would be a little more evenly matched, but at the end of the day, the scores are really close. I'm going to preface that. So far, the scores have been really close. And that's kind of mirrored here. 17-14, halftime. We are kicking to the Red Wolves. They are going to get the ball first, but I would say we have the upper hand until that. Wide open. 3rd and 13. We're only about a minute into the second half here. And coverage, man. Not winning our ones. Look how small this guy is, too. Just a itty bitty little white dude receiver. Super fast though. We could not catch him. Damn, and I thought Braxton was a good defensive back. Right here is where a problem started to compound. Wide open. He already caught a long one. You can see right here we're taking his ass out of the game. How do you just drop it? No contact, no nothing. He just dropped it, and that cost us. So you can see we weren't able to recycle the downs. We're not able to get the first. We've got to punt it away. They've got the lead, 21-17. Losing our ones. Punt coverage, we kind of overshot that. You never know, man. Sometimes they call fair catch. Sometimes they don't. And it messes with me. I'm still figuring it out. Got a big fumble here, but of course, we're not very good at those. We can't fall on it. 3rd and 6. Right across the middle, man. Luckily, the contact was able to jar that ball loose, but they do have they have a big leg. They're able to punch it. 7-point ball game. Check that out. Another ball in our hands that we dropped. So there's another conversion we can't handle. There's a tackle missed. There's a dive missed. I mean, we're having a tough time here, guys. You can see the third quarter is just winding down. Luckily, we don't let this game get out of hand. It's still a 1-score game. They have a kind of a awkward punt. They were trying to pin us, coffin kick us, but it goes back for a touchback. Check this out. We're going deep. And I don't know what the hell. Another receiver wide open drops the football. That's the second go route that was wide open that went right through the hands of our 2 different receivers, by the way. Yeah, all things considered, if those 2 are touchdowns right now, you know, we're talking about a touchdown lead at this point. Oh well, though. Let's try not to think about it. 4th quarter, we're going to guys that we know can catch. Hitting our slot receiver right there on the sideline. Going to our backs at this point, trying to get everything going. 4th and 5. We've got to go for it, guys. You can see the middle linebacker camping there, and we had to wait a little too long. Nobody was open. Unfortunately, we fell a yard short. And then, yeah, they seem to be moving this shit pretty well. Right to the outside, of course. Crossing route got our defensive backs tied up. Nobody there to cover him. They're going to run this little RPO. Kick it out beautifully to the tight end. Big tight end. We're not able to tackle him. 2nd and inches. 4 minutes to go here from the 9-yard line. We're all over the place, guys. The read option, they go ahead and give it. This is cross again. The Red Wolf running back. 31-17 with 4 minutes to go. We got to make some magic happen. We're just going to go to our crossing route, right? Honestly, with throwing it deep and everybody dropping it, we've had to be conservative. And then, of course, a super tight coverage, which is more often than not. Unfortunately, with all those options expiring that we had just talked about, we're starting to force throws, and eventually it goes the Red Wolves' way. They are going to pick it off. With 2.5 minutes to go, this more or less solidifies our fate. You can see right here. We could have made the tackle. I decided to pull the guys off. We're going to get more offensive reps, I think, knowing that we're already 2 scores down. And there's only 2 minutes in the game. So we go ahead and give them the touchdown just to get the ball back. And just to see if we can't run any more plays to just kind of boost us. But yeah, the exclamation point, the nail in the coffin, whatever you want to say, we throw another pick, this time in man coverage. 38-17 is going to be the final score, guys. 5-5 on the year. We're not able to secure bowl eligibility here at home. I love it and I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship, you know what I'm saying? It's so difficult, and you feel like you can win so many of these. I'm glad that we're not just showing up as coach of the year, you know, and instantly winning. Like, we're really having to grow. We're really having to figure this whole thing out. So that's the fun part about it, but it is frustrating when you lose. 51 attempts, 45% completion percentage. Not a great game. Those 2 picks for Rodemaker. 13 carries, 55 yards. Did get a score for Jalen Washington. He was also our leading receiver with 7 catches. Simmons had 5. Look over in the drops column. You could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 drops right there. That isn't going to do a whole lot when you throw the ball 51 times, right? But 2 of those would have been for sure touchdowns. I don't know, man. Brendan Tolles is going to be the defensive back with the interception on the game. You can see right there, we are losing a possession athlete to Ole Miss. It's okay. We do have a couple signs. One of those is going to be wires right there. Pretty big. Jimenez, the defensive back. We are landing some guys. We did meet our goal. I did check in on this. I just wanted to see where we're at after that last loss. We are doing okay. We had a 4-game win expectation. We were able to do that with our 5th win last week. But we have dropped to 5-5, guys. We are going to go into Troy to take on the Trojans. 7-4. You can see right now we're kind of out of the mix for conference championship. So we have to beat Troy, and Arkansas State has to lose. Louisiana has to lose. There's a lot of things that got to happen if we're going to try and win this Sun Belt thing. But our big goal right now is to become bowl eligible and go play a bowl game, honestly. And to do that, we're going to need a win. We've only got 2 games left here. Yeah, man. Hopefully we could pick up this win here against the Trojans of Troy. 2 more chances here to become bowl eligible in our first year as the head coach at Southern Miss. And look at these uniforms, man. I'm kind of a uniform fan. I thought I had a cooler word for that. I had something for this. We'll just call it a fan. Our uniforms not so cool, but I was sleeping on some Troy uniforms. The helmets, the jerseys, they got the black pants. Very cool. We are going to receive the ball to start the game. This one's going to Buckley in the rain. Look at the lane that I completely ignored. Buckley's a senior, man. There's not too many more chances I can use his 99 speed. We missed one there. RPO to start the game. We're going to kick it out to Mims. Tequila Mims. I think we settled on that. You know, we're not 100% on the names of some of these guys. We're going to do our best here, but Tequila Mims sounds like something you could sign an NIL deal on. You're welcome. Hitting that hook route. Recycling those downs. 3rd and 4 here. A little fast forward. We're going to hit an out route. That's going to be a Buckley utilizing his speed. Another out here was quickly covered. You can see we were looking for the tight end, but yeah, there was 3 people on him. Had the catch here on 3rd down. You could hear the commentators. He fucking dropped it. So no touchdown for us. That's unfortunate. Thought we had a big play there. I thought we positioned ourselves to go up the ladder, have a touchdown, but our really wonky kicker goes ahead, punches it through. We're going to go ahead 3-0 here in the first quarter. But just like last week, guys, there are gaping holes in our line. Our linebackers aren't home. Here's another example. We've got to have our 3rd level guys dropping down. Our safeties coming down to make tackles. It's pretty crazy. We're going to let this one go. And this was another missed opportunity, because if you've seen, there was not a whole lot of people around here. We might have been able to spring one. Hindsight's 2020, guys. In the moment, I let it go. We kind of have a brain fart here in the 2nd quarter. Offensive holding. It's going to lead us to do some desperate things on 3rd down, and we miss. We throw the ball out of bounds. Rodemaker, I love the variables, the variance, and accuracy. The weather does affect quarterbacks. Here we go. Miss another tackle. 2 tackles missed. We're losing our ones here. Great field possession for the Trojans. I thought we had great penetration here until I realized it's a damn screen pass that they had set up perfectly. They're going to recycle the downs. They're going to run it straight up the gut. Even if we're trying to hit stick people, we're not making tackles. It's tough. This game is tough. Troy's going to capitalize on all the dipshit mistakes that we make, man. It's frustrating. It's fun. It's addictive. This is college football 25. I love it. 7-3 here. 2-minute warning. We want to say this is our specialty, guys, but it was our specialty at Hawaii. Period. Looking at X right there, our guy was wide open like 4 days ago. We end up throwing that one too late and right into the third level of coverage. Of course, they break it up. 4th and 17. As you heard, second punt of the game. Not great. We do, however. I'm not sure if you saw it. That's a perfect timing user pick, baby. Stepped right in front of that one. I'm trying to be more aggressive. I told you guys I'm learning. Every game's an opportunity to get better. Here was a great example of that. We get a user pick on the sideline. We get our feet down, and with 30 seconds on 1st and 10, we're going to look to at least get in the field goal range. You could check that off the list. 13 seconds to go here. We want to hit this touchdown. We want to. But skied that one a little too much. They end up pushing us out of bounds. We got to settle for another field goal, but that's all good. We weren't within the... It wasn't too close for our guy, basically. This is what I'm trying to say there. It's a 1-point ball game going into halftime, guys. We can live with that. We can live with it. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves out here. You can see the time of possession. 5 minutes in our favor. Only 20 rushing yards, 79 through the air. We have 3 third down conversions. All those numbers a bit better than our opposition. Great little out route right there. I know we were on a tangent talking about other things, why they scored, but that was, they mixed a lot of our defenders up. He was able to get free. They took advantage of that. Good job. Giving the ball back, we finally, I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. I made sure to put that in there for one reason. We had a tackle. And somebody else ended up making, like, finishing off the tackle. Here's another missed tackle. I'm not sure. It's the first quarter of every game I turn tackling to conservative. Let me know if that's not the right move here. I need a defensive coordinator. If you're interested, put your applications in the comments. Because here's another missed tackle. It's tough. Is this just a Heisman mode thing? Heisman difficulty, you gotta gang tackle for sure. That's football. But what's the trick here? You can see they're winning their ones. Right up the middle here. All good, right? We're not running through. We're not breaking tackles. I don't know. We won't stress it. Here's another offensive boneheaded play. We got a false start. It's actually the same guy that was holding earlier in the game, so really love that for him. We had a tight end wide open here. Rodemaker overthrows it. It's the weather, I think. You would say that, but we've done that in the dry. Perfect conditions, beautiful nights. I don't know, man. Love it. We hate it. It is what it is. Great penetration, just to realize for the second time of the game, it's a screen. You would think we'd start figuring it out, guys, but here towards the end of the third quarter, we're still getting taken advantage of. And then you got the little shortstop throw across the middle. We vacated it, but we do have some help over the top. You know we're going to miss the tackle with the corner. Safety will make a play. Until we step in front of another one. We actually, this wasn't a user pick. This was just based on his, whatever his skill set, AI skill set. A pick six. Hey, we'll take it. We haven't been able to score an offensive touchdown. Last play of the third quarter. You can see right here, Zay Franks is going to step in front of it, all on his own volition, and he's going to take it to the house. So he's got a couple this season. We've got to go for two. We literally run almost the exact same play that they scored on. Right here, we just ran it to the other side of the field. Took a play out of their playbook. We're able to convert. It's a look at that, so close. It's a one-score game right here, guys. We almost stepped in front of that with Braxton Miller, popped it up, and then they ate him up. I wanted to show that sequence for a big reason. It's because they sucked us in, and then obviously we don't control Braxton Myers, but they sucked us in. If you want to rewind that, you can see that we actually cheated up on that play, and it allowed the defender to burn him. Because I did look at the speed. Braxton Myers is faster. We just got that. The play before just kind of sucked us in. So it's really cool that there's like a learning mechanic to this. 14-14 here. 3rd and 1 RPO. We're going to kick it out to Mims. That's a really high percentage play for us. We saw them bring in the blitz. We're going to dump it down really quick. Tequila Mims. That's his nickname, by the way. Right here, we get a little zig route. This took way too much time to develop. They had great penetration. We dropped back probably 14 yards before letting go of that. Here on 3rd and inches, we're just going to go off tackle. Jalen Washington's going to pick up the first down, recycle the downs. We got a couple levels here. We decided to go to the bottom level with Buckley because he's not been super involved. He's going to recycle the downs for us before we try to shoot for this corner route. Unfortunately, we can't make it happen. We are still without an offensive score, so we're going to punch it again. 9 points for Gibbs, our field goal kicker. 3 of 3, man. He's only missed those 2 within the 20. Everything else he's been money on, including a 50-yarder. Here, I thought we were going to have another pick 6 with Crew Jackson, our middle linebacker, but the motherfucker's too slow. Couldn't catch up to the ball, and they were able to convert first down there. 3rd and 6 here. 90 seconds in the game. You can see all day, and the dude just throws it away. So they're going to try it again on 4th and 6. Look at that. We're going to step in front of this one. Pick 6, baby. Pick 6. We still haven't scored an offensive touchdown, but this is our 2nd defensive touchdown. Pair that with the 9 points from our kicking game, and defense and special teams has put us in a great position to become bowl eligible here, guys. There's about 60 seconds left in the game, and this might have sealed the deal. I think his first name's Santario Willis. Sophomore DB. He'll be back next year. We like that. We like that. Big play for them, of course, just doing basically the same play they scored when they beat Braxton Myers. Yeah. Same exact play the other side of the field, taking advantage. Zay Franks is the quarterback on that side. They've got to get this onside if they want to stay in it. Luckily, we got the hands team on the field. It's going to be a pretty easy recovery of that onside. They have no timeouts. We're going to win this one by a field goal, guys. If one of those field goals did not hit, we would have been going into overtime. About 3 for 3, man. Willis, 2 picks. Of course, returning 1 to the house. The other one was Zay Frank. So 14 points coming from the defense. 9 points from the kicking game. Obviously, I know that would have been 11 points from the kicking game with the extra points, but you know what I'm saying. Defense responsible for 2 touchdowns. We got a defensive player of the game. We're happy with it. We are now 6-5 on the year. Only 123 yards. You can see that right there. Not a great game for Rodemaker. 66 yards on the ground for Washington. Defense needed to step up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really had a huge game. Tequila Mims, 8 catches, 58 yards. That was our offensive star right there. You can see defensively, 8 tackles for Crew Jackson. He was leading Brooks, which is our Texas A&M safety transfer. We weren't able to get into the backfield for a sack, but 2 picks for Willis, 1 for Franks. Each had a pick 6. Sunbelt and National Defensive Player of the Week, guys. Santario Willis, the sophomore corner. We're super excited about that. You can see right here, we get a fullback commit out of Lloyd. So things are happening for us, man. So it's not the prettiest season, I know. We're not challenging for some sort of college football playoff berth or anything like unrealistic. This is an actual rebuild that's going on right before your very eyes. We're 6-5. We are bowl eligible. We're getting ready for our last regular season game. We're going to do this one at home. This is senior day. It's against Texas State. They're 4-7. This is a great opportunity for us to at least let these seniors like send it off. Like, you guys got to respect the rock kind of thing. This is our chance to do that. Senior day at home, last regular season game. If we want a great shot at a bowl berth, we've got to win this. There's a lot of weight on this game for a 6-5 team. Before we get into the final game, guys, we are going to call this an episode. I know the cliffhanger's here. Can we go 7-5? Are we going to go 6-6? Can we shake the stigma of the rock and home field advantage? You're going to have to tune in on Wednesday for part 7 to find out. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Show some love, leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, hang out for the long run, because we're going to pick it up against Texas State on the next episode.